All right, today we're going to do something kind of cool. We're connecting two worlds that honestly seem miles apart. You've got the high-tech, creative space of 3D printing over here, and that pile of empty plastic bottles in your recycling bin over there.
But what if they weren't so separate? Just think about it for a second. On one hand, you have all these 3D printing makers who are constantly buying spools of plastic filament, and man, that stuff can get expensive. On the other hand, we're all drowning in plastic waste, always looking for better ways to deal with it. So, what if you could solve both of those problems at the exact same time?
Well, what if I told you that's not just a what-if question anymore? There's a new device out there that literally acts as the bridge between your recycling and your creativity. And believe me, it is a total game changer.
And here it is. This is the PET M1 Pro. You can think of it as your own personal filament factory, small enough to fit right on your desktop. It's designed to do one incredible thing. Take a standard plastic bottle and transform it into a perfectly wound spool of 3D printer filament.
Okay, so how in the world does it actually work? I know, it sounds a little bit like magic, but the process is surprisingly simple and, honestly, pretty elegant. Let's break it down.
It all boils down to this really clever three-step journey. So first, you take a clean plastic bottle and use a special slicer to cut it into one long, continuous ribbon of plastic. Then, you feed the end of that plastic strip into the machine. It grabs it, pulls it through a heating element, and melts it down at a very precise temperature. And finally, that molten plastic gets pushed or extruded through a nozzle, which forms it into that perfect filament shape. It cools down and gets wound neatly onto a spool. Just like that. Bottle to filament, right there in your workshop.
Now here's the really crucial part. The machine is calibrated to produce filament at a standard diameter of 1.75 millimeters. And why does that matter so much? Well, because that's the go-to size for the vast majority of consumer 3D printers on the market today. That means the filament you create is ready to go right out of the machine. No special adjustments needed.
So the tech is obviously super clever, but so what? What's the real impact here? Let's dig into how this little device goes from being just a cool gadget to something that could be truly transformative, both for creators and for the planet.
This really says it all, doesn't it? It's a simple but incredibly powerful contrast. The old way, you spend your money on brand new plastic filament, while at the same time, you're throwing away used plastic bottles. The new way completely flips that script. You create your own filament, pretty much on demand, for pennies, turning your plastic trash into a genuinely valuable resource. It's like having a little closed-loop system in your own home.
So the machine itself is really built around a few core ideas. And first up is this one. It's efficient. We're not just talking about speed here. We're talking about a low-energy process that's designed to turn those bottles into filament smoothly and consistently without wasting a bunch of power or material.
Next, it's powerful. You need that power, right? Its heating element and its motor are tough enough to melt and pull that plastic strip with real precision, which gives you a consistently uniform filament. And that uniformity is everything. It means better prints, fewer failures, and results you can actually rely on.
And finally, just look at it. It's compact. This isn't some massive industrial piece of equipment that's going to take over your whole garage. Nope. It's designed to fit right on your desk or workbench, making this incredible recycling tech accessible to any hobbyist, any school, or any small workshop out there.
So let's just sum it all up. When you put it all together, the benefits are just crystal clear. 1. You absolutely slash your 3D printing material costs. 2. You empower yourself as a creator with what feels like an endless source of material. And 3, you're actively taking part in a practical, hands-on recycling solution that gives all that plastic a useful second life.
But you know, when you really step back and think about it, this is about so much more than just saving a few bucks on a hobby. This kind of technology, it really points towards a much bigger shift in how we think about materials, waste, and creation itself.
I just love this idea. It's such a powerful way to reframe things. That container you used to just fill with trash, it's now your inventory. It's your personal supply store, and it's always stocked with raw materials for your next great idea.
And that leaves us with this huge, really exciting question to think about. What does the world look like when this kind of capability is everywhere? What happens when every makerspace, every school STEM lab, every single home workshop is also a mini recycling and manufacturing hub? It's a future where creation is decentralized, sustainable, and truly empowered.